What it do? We are on Beer Me episode 3.
After 3 is after 2, yeah.
You're the mathematician, right? And
Yeah, past second grade.
which is the third grade after that, right?
I hope so.
Okay. So, really quick, I just wanted to let all y'all know that on YouTube, we've been analyzing that data, and because we analyze every data, and wanted to let you know that we use YouTube because it was the easiest. It was easiest to get our stuff out there. It was the easiest to edit everything, and also it was the easiest for us to get this podcast out, and we wanted everyone just to hear it. And if there's no video, my bad. And we want to get it in the future, but we don't know what the fuck we're doing. And we're learning. And the cool thing is that when we're learning, we can do more stuff. And the hope is the more that we go on, hopefully with the YouTube video, we can have either some pictures on there that explains our shit, or we can have video that explains our shit, or GIFs or memes, whatever we have on there to make it more relevant. But right now, this is just almost just a talkative podcast. That's it.
Yeah, just jump in. This is originally supposed to be a podcast, to be honest. We're putting on YouTube because, like Israel just said, it's just the easiest platform to put it on right now. So, I mean, if you're here for fantasy knowledge or wisdom, as our name, suggests, or, just you want fantasy news, you can listen to this. We'll give you that. We do have our own take to it, and we want it to be fun for you and for us. Listen in on an episode, and you'll see what we're about. Exactly.
So we know that we only have about a minute because by the analysis, y'all just listen by a minute or two, because if you don't see a fucking video in your eyes, you won't listen to us. So, anyways, just listen to us. We have great knowledge. We do have some wisdom for you, and we're going to explain more about this today with our last segment with the Donion's analysis. And as of right now, what we're going to go with is, you may have noticed, if you haven't noticed with the first 1 or 2 episodes, is that we might sound a little bit more alcoholic. And the reason why is because today I made my favorite drink for Donian, which is my old fashioned. And we had some little bit of whiskey and we had some beer. And as of right now, I am at 0.12.
And the old fashions are delicious. I am currently, according to this professional BAC
Made in China.
this tester we have, I'm at a 0.19.
Yes. So we are most definitely more drunk than we usually are. And if you listen to our last podcast last week, look at alcohol.org, and Donnie should be throwing up already. You should be throwing up.
But it also means we should be more truthful.
Exactly, because when I'm drunk, I tell the truth.
Yeah. So, I mean, or say I do too.
Sure, why not? Yeah. Why not? When the whiskey hits. I've lied a couple times just to get laid. And we were this is the highest level we've ever been.
What was his name?
Fair game. His name was Donian. Fair game.
I think it was.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Fantasy Drunken Wisdom with ID. My name is Israel.
I'm Donian.
Apparently, I fucked him. Drunk or sober. Power bottom. And we're having a good time today. I hope you are too. We've mixed whiskey with IPAs, and we're having a good time. But after the YouTube, we just wanted to get the YouTube viewers to get the fuck out of here until we can get a nice video and shit. But near dear to our hearts, we really want to just explain to you, we are from California, and we live really close to the tragedy that just happened on this weekend. which was the Garlic Festival. And if y'all haven't heard, it was another tragedy with gun violence. And we're not going to talk about that politics and all that stuff, but all we can say is that we're really close to the area, about 50-mile radius. And I've been to the Garlic Festival. Have you, Danian, been to it?
I have been to the Garlic Festival. I almost went that day to the Garlic Festival.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you did not go.
Not more than I am.
I know, right? I did not want to go because I don't want to go.
Yeah.
One-time thing is good enough for me, but whoever would imagine that somebody was angry enough to go shoot people and innocent people that had nothing to do with their agenda, whatever they were thinking, and harm innocent Gilroy Garlic Festival, where now everyone's thinking about their safety. Yeah. And I know for me personally, I had to call people to make sure they're okay, because that's how close this place is to me. And I just want to make sure that everybody out there is safe, and I want to make sure that all the victims out there are recovering well. I know there's been right now about 4 deaths, which is including the one that shot, and they're still investigating about that. But I'm bringing it up for everybody because it can happen anywhere, and just be safe out there, and just drink instead of shooting.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Yeah. So what do you got, Donnie, about that?
No, I agree. And I mean, the only thing I agree with everything you've said. One thing I have to say that's different is like, who's got beef with someone at a garlic festival?
Fucking meat people?
I guess, yeah.
I'm just saying,
really?
If I produce meat, I don't like vegetables.
Fair enough, but it's such a good compliment to like heavy meats.
Throw it in there, right?
Yeah.
It's a good seasoning. But yeah, I just want to throw it out there. Much love to the victims out there. Recover well, and a lot of safety for everyone. Hopefully next year is going to be a better year, and I hope we come out really strong that year. On a personal note, on a very personal note, besides the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting, which is such big news, is that my cousin's little boy, his name is Tonito. Shout out to him, and I hope y'all listen. And I have a lot of people from the leagues locally that are listening to this, and he'll probably listen to this, but he doesn't know this. But shout out to him for being such a brave boy today. He was supposed to go see the Niners, and I'm not even a Niner fan, but we'll tell you a little bit later what happened with the Niners. But today, he was supposed to go see the Niners with his dad for his first Niner greet and meet, and be at the stadium, see training camp. Yeah, see training camp. Maybe see George Kittle. Maybe see Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe Jerick McKinnon, Breda, all those people that are injured.
Kittle.
Yeah, he was not injured. But they were supposed to go out today, and some unfortunate events happened today, which is he got attacked by a dog, and he was in the emergency room today. And I bring it up because one is that regardless of family, he recovered, which is cool. But the Niner family came through today.
I saw the thing you sent me. They did.
Oh my gosh. They came through, and they tweeted that or Facebook. I don't know. I'm pretty fucking old, and I don't use social media because I don't want people stalking me. And the Niners came through and said, let them know when they're recovered, and we'll either send them a game they can come to, or we'll send them autographed articles of clothing that they can have. That is amazing. If that's not amazing, regardless if I'm a Raiders fan because I'm from here. I will no longer be Raiders fan because they're leaving me for Las Vegas, because fuck them. But just to say that the Niners were like, hey, this little boy is a fan and we want to take care of him. Fuck yeah. There's nothing, I can't say nothing bad about that at all as a Raider fan. And I won't say nothing bad because when a fan takes care of their fan, or an organization takes care of their fan, that's what it's about.
Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was really cool. Like props to the 49ers, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing what they're doing.
For sure. And I hope my cousin and his little boy get the day that they deserve, and they deserve it. They really do, because today was very, very scary. If y'all would have saw the pictures, y'all would have been, if you're parents, y'all would have been like, fuck, my boy's about to die. About to die. But it's all going to work out well, and it's all going to work out even better because the Niners were like, hey, we're going to take care of you. And I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the future stories. We'll update you with that, hopefully, in the future. But originally, here we go. Next one. Originally, what we wanted to start with, besides all this tragedy and all this bittersweet, emotional shit, is that me and Donnie wanted to talk about, this is our original podcast. And what we mean by our original podcast, this is Fantasy Drunken Wisdom with ID. We did not look up any other podcasts. We did not even research anything. We just naturally just looked at each other in the eyes, just like
partners do.
Yeah, in the beginning, like we said, drunk. Mm-hmm. And we just said, hey, do you want to start a podcast? And we both said simultaneously, what?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And it started from there. But what we wanted to let everybody know is that this is all original content. We all thought of this, or actually, me and Donnie, we thought of this. We've been working hard for about a year or so before posting this.
Or as I would say, Donnie and I.
D and I. You see where he's coming from, ladies. But as I drink...
Just reverse that.
No, it's just all good.
Reverse the DUI and we're good.
IUD.
Uh-huh.
You don't get pregnant. We were just talking, and we want to make sure that this is original content. We made this up. We didn't listen to other podcasts before this. And I personally, Israel, of the ID, I listened to this, was it last week? Right?
Yeah.
Before we recorded Beer Me 2.
Before Beer Me 2, yeah.
Right? And I listened to it only because I wanted to make sure, what was our competition doing? And from what I heard was...
Shit.
Yeah. North Korea shit.
Yeah. Which, I mean, depending, it might be good.
Who knows? Let's see if they can hit us. All I'm saying is that I didn't hear none of the segments. I didn't hear the BAC levels. I didn't hear any of that.
Guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bag, but I'm going to talk shit. If
Respectfully, what?
We're respectfully disrespecting other podcasts who are doing fantasy football related podcasts involving drinking, because every single one we've observed so far or listened to, if you have done this, we're sorry, we just haven't seen you yet. You guys got to get out there. You guys got to do some shit. But the ones we have, you guys haven't done anything about BAC. How can you not?
For reals.
For reals. How is that not one of your segments? If you're drinking, why not you're saying, how much you've been drinking? What is your...
How drunk are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's cool to drink, but at the same time, how cool are you drinking about it?
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that when I've heard other podcasts, usually this is what they do. Welcome to this podcast. Today's beer is blank, and the IBUs are blank, and the ABVs are blank, and this is such a good blank, and blank you, and blank, and I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done with the podcast because there's like 5 of those like that, and I couldn't understand why they were still continuing their podcast with 1 beer. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. They were like, hey, 1 beer is good for us, 2 beers is good for us. Obviously, as you know, I'm at a 1.2, Donnie is at a 0.19, and from last week's, we should be fucked up and not be able to, we should be slurring our words.
And maybe I am. But regardless, we've been drinking. Like, if we're saying this is a drinking podcast, then we're those BACs prove it, right?
Yeah.
We're drinking.
For sure. And what I'm saying is that in the future, even when we talked about this with the fantasy footballers, I saw them live. I didn't see them live, but I saw them
but you
on
thought
YouTube
about it.
live. No, I didn't think about seeing them live.
I thought about it. And
you did.
From what I've heard, it's a thought that counts.
You're right. Yep. You're right. And I hate you. That's my thought. And what I'm saying is that there's so much more they could do. So much more. And what I mean by that is that I saw them live on YouTube and they were just doing their podcast live. What me and Donnie are trying to do is we want to play beer pong with fantasy football. Flip cup, fantasy football. Let's take shot for shot together, fantasy football. We want to be so interactive that if we have a live show with y'all, we're going to drink with y'all. Mm-hmm. And including with your ticket, hopefully, also, we're thinking is a beer and a shot. Right?
I mean, that'd be ideal if we can get that set up.
That's what we're thinking about. We want this interactive. We want this to have fun. We're not just saying we're drinking, but as soon as you guys see this or girls see this, we will let you know.
Trust me, it's not girls.
We saw the analytics.
It's not
a bunch of guys that are our age or lower. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just saying, please don't use our stuff. Don't use the BAC levels. Don't use the beer themed segments. Also, just stick to what you know. We appreciate that because we know how hard it is to make these podcasts out there. And it is hard. It is hard. We spent a whole day putting this out here.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what the fuck we're doing again.
Yeah. Well, honestly, we're still trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And the more we do, the more, and honestly, the more feedback we get, the more we can better improve on this. Yeah.
So if you continue to listen after the 2-minute mark for YouTube, please put comments.
Considering we're at the 18.
Yeah. Please put comments out there. Please put thumbs up, thumbs down. We want to see what you like, and we'll figure it out.
We can only improve so much without you guys giving us feedback.
Yeah, for sure. And just please, the other podcasts, step up your game or get more drunk.
Yeah, like we're already better and we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Except when it comes to fantasy. If you want to win, honestly, just listen to us.
And honestly, we should start a league so we can beat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A league between all the fantasy related drinking podcasts.
I'll call it out. I'll call it out right now. You ready for this? The other podcast we're talking about is Beer Fueled Podcast. We're talking about a bye week and shit.
Is that another one? Shit?
Yeah, bye week and shit. Bye week and beer, I think is what it's called. Sure. They're actually between all of the ones I'm about to say, they're really good at what they do.
Not better than us, though, right?
No. They're very similar.
We just started. We're better.
No. Yeah, for sure. And I call props to them because they drink amongst their friends, but they drink. Gotcha. They drink. They had a draft. They had a draft where they drink after each round was done. But they were drinking Modelo's. And as y'all knew, Modelo's just give you beer shits.
Yep. Yeah. My dad can attest to that.
Right. Every person can attest to that. But I think it was bye weeks and beers, beer fueled, drunk and fantasy talk. I can't even tell you how many more. Don't even look them up. Just stop.
Just listen to us.
Yeah, just listen to us. We have analysis. We're drunk. We can handle our shit. And also, we're not just talking about our own shit. We're not. We're talking about shit that you can use for your own fantasy drafts, for your own fantasy football. And then hopefully you send us emails, which we'll put at the end of the podcast, that you can let us know how to answer that. But just listen to us. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're the one anointed Josh Jacobs Rookie of the Year
We are
podcast.
ultimate. We are ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah, power up. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So let's finish that. What we got next is we're going to start off with Minority Report. Because there is so much minorities reporting about.
I mean,
So much.
especially if you live in the U.S.
Yeah, we're number one. We're number one at racism. And, and let's go at this. Number one. Well, hold on. Before we start, let me break this up. We're going to do my report with a little bit of analysis. We're going to have an injury segment that we're not going to do any analysis because either one, just still draft them with the ADP, or two, it doesn't affect them, or three, we're waiting more results before we can do any analysis. And then we have our Bay Area third one, which is, like Donnie said, this is hype.
Yeah.
Hype. But, in the Bay Area, we do HYPHY.
That's all we do.
HYPHY. And that's what we're going to call our saying. Well, it's not hype. It's HYPHY.
Yeah.
So let's go with number one. All right? Minority Report starts now. Number one is Derrick Henry is hurt. No, I'm not going to start with that. I'm just starting with that because that was our first shot bet. And now I'm hurting a little bit. No.
But I'm not.
Yeah. You're winning. So we'll wait. But
I mean, you get to pay out the shot bet now if you want.
No. I'm not gonna.
You just
shot bet that.
Yeah, you could just say you lost now, and then it's fine.
No, fuck you. Okay, no. We're going back for reals. Number one is AJ Green.
Yep.
Is by Adam Schefter, Mr. ESPN NFL himself, says that 6 to 8 weeks he's out. He's out, which was a steal at the third round, but now cannot be with 6 to 8 weeks out. The new news that we have now is that he got surgery. And I don't know how long that surgery is going to make him last to be off in the regular season. But if he was out 6 to 8 weeks with a high ankle sprain, what is surgery going to do to him? I don't know.
Yeah, so the initial report said 6 to 8 weeks, and then there was like some follow-up reports where they said a few weeks. That they give specific details. Regardless, he's not starting the season. Expect him to miss at least 4+ weeks. So he was going in like the fourth round.
Third or fourth in Yahoo.
Yeah. So in Yahoo, he was going like in the fourth round, third, fourth, around there. So now he's gonna fall to the 6th, 7th, maybe fall back more. I mean, people were already fading him. So now I expect him to fade he's dropped pretty low.
Nigga, I'm faded.
I think he'll honestly, I think he's gonna get dropped all the way to the 8th or 9th round. I can see him falling back there.
I don't know. I won't say nothing until we get an estimate of how many times he's out for the week, regular season.
Yeah.
They initially said 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know. We'll wait more knowledge on that.
Which is half the season.
But it's way more than half the season. I wouldn't even draft him the 6th, 7th round. I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't.
Because you're putting on your bench, you can't play him.
Yeah. Well,
And then you're hoping like, oh, okay, the first week 8, you're like, oh, cool, he comes back week 8, he's there.
how's he coming back?
Let me start him. Well, you're starting a guy who's coming off an injury.
Yeah, from last year.
Yeah.
By the way, because he was injured last year.
Although it's on his other foot, other ankle.
I don't know if that helps you, Donnie, but if my other foot hurts, my other foot.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, right.
But it's just bad news, regardless.
Yeah, but me and Donnie are here to let you know who to listen to, and if you can listen to Stephania Bell, from ESPN. She is amazing at analyzing injuries. She is a grad of, I believe, some Ivy League, either Yale or Harvard, and she will give you exact. As soon as that podcast comes up, it hasn't been up. That's Fantasy Focus, ESPN, which is not good. But if you do listen to it, Stefani Bell's what's up.
She knows her stuff. I charted her out last year. She knows her stuff. And
if Donnie charted her out, that means that he likes her.
In more ways than one.
Yeah,
but, no, if as far as injuries are concerned, if you're looking for someone to give accurate injury takes, she's the one. She won't give something that's she doesn't really do guesswork. Like we're like, oh, let me try to stretch this. She doesn't do that. Like she'll, if it's like 70% sure or plus, she'll be like, this is probably what's gonna happen. If she says like, oh, we need more information, it's because honestly she needs more information.
Yeah, she's really good at being honest, to be honest. I believe she's drunk on her job.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah. She's also Russian. I think she's on vodka. Number 2. We're still looking at the Zeke and Gordon holdout. But check this out.
We are.
Check this out. We'll start with the Gordon holdout. Gordon holdout seems to be about the same. Right? It's still the same. He's still going to hold out. Phillip Rivers just came out and said that they don't need a running back like that. Yeah. That they're gonna commit to the running backs they have.
Did Rivers really say that?
Yeah, Rivers said that.
Wow. Yeah. They're committed to Justin Jackson and Austin Eckler.
Yeah. Rivers said that.
Wow, okay.
So, I didn't say quote unquote, but he said like, hey, we're gonna commit to what we have now.
Wow.
We're gonna move forward. So for me, what that sounds like is, fuck you. I'm going to hold out. Yeah. Your boy, Honey Badger, tweeted out, "Fuck." Really? Phillip Rivers said that?
Yeah.
He did. He didn't say that, but quote unquote. But he said something like, "Yeah." He said, "Shit." All right.
Yeah, no, that's insane. So the Melvin Gordon holdout, that's real. What's so what like experts have been saying is like, well, here are his options, right? I guess I put this in quotes.
Gotcha.
Well, first, the ideal option is they just pay him the money, right? They pay him the money. He's healthy. They do all this. They go to the Super Bowl. All that, right? But that's probably not going to happen. So the next ideal option for Gordon, if what he wants is to happen, in quotes, what would happen is he can sit out as max as half of the season, return, play out the rest of the season, whether they decide to start him or not, and then the next year he would be able to do basically what Lev Bell did.
The 50-hour option?
Mm-hmm. Well, right now he's in the he's still under contract.
Yeah, correct.
So, but if he wanted to move on, right?
Okay.
Then if he came back halfway through the season and played out the rest of the season, right? He would have the 2019 NFL season in the books. That's what they consider like a season. You play the half the season where you return, right, whether you're injured or not. And then they can, if they want to franchise tag him or whatever they decide to do, they can trade him, franchise tag him, but he has the option to sit out and he won't get fined.
Okay. So is he holding out or is he not holding out?
That's experts can almost have it as a flip of a coin. Some expect him to hold out until half of the year. Some expect the Chargers to pay up the money. Just kind of depends what side of the fence you're sitting on.
Yeah, which is not a good sign.
No,
not a good sign. All right, so the next one we have here, we talked about on the other podcast, which is Zeke. Yes. Zeke is getting very serious right now.
I mean, he's in Cabo serious.
Cabo. And if I'm serious, I'm leaving the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. and I'm crossing the border that we're trying to close down.
Yep.
Right? And Zeke is in Cabo right now, which he was at last year. And we bring it up because me and Donnie, we argue a little bit about this, I think either off here or on air, previous episodes. And I was like, are you sure that's not a big deal? And what did you say?
I thought at the time I said it was a flex move. It would be fine. He's still under. He's still under he's basically fourth year contract.
He is under contract.
So he still has to play another. But I mean, it's starting to get a little worried. He's still not there. He's getting some fines. Like if he decides to hold out, it's gonna hurt Zeke because he's not gonna get paid. But
yeah, he's not gonna be able to pay half his crop top.
Yeah. Yeah. He does that, right? He's kind of weird.
Yeah, he's gonna show off his chi-chis now, his nibs. But according to Jerry Jones, they literally said, quote unquote, don't need a rushing championship to win a Super Bowl. God damn.
When you told me that, that's what scared me.
Jones said that.
That's what scared me.
If I'm Zeke, I'm saying, what am I saying? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Since I've been in that system, since I've been there, I have not only made your team better, your organization better, your quarterback better.
Yep.
What more do you need me to do to get paid?
Not get suspended.
Besides that.
No legal trouble, no suspensions, stop beating people,
Oh, he has a...
Not everyone's Tyreek. Come on. Not everyone can get away with it.
Well, he didn't beat his chilling in wife. He beat another man.
Huh? Which is... Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The other news here is that I think this is serious news. Zeke is going number 1 or 2 in most leagues, and I've been saying this for the longest time. I don't know if I can draft him now. This is legit. Besides contract, I know Donnie said earlier he's got this year, he's got next year, and then he's got the option. But most people now are like, pay me.
Yeah.
Pay me. And you know what the Dallas Stars did? I won't even say Cowboys because I did, but
I did, but I won't.
I won't ever again. You know what they did? They signed Alfred Morris.
Yeah, they did.
They signed
again.
Again. They also told them, "Fuck you. We don't need your services." And they were like, "Wait a minute. Number 1, he's not coming back. He's in Cabo, in Mexico. Trump has not told him to stay over there.
Yeah.
So we need you back."
And they also have Tony Pollard, I believe that's his name. He's the running back they drafted. And kind of early. I think in the fourth round rookie draft, could be wrong. But they also drafted Mike Weber in the 7th. So they did spend some, not too much capital, but they did spend some, they did draft two running backs in this last class. They drafted Alfred Morris. They're getting their depth back. If Zeke decides to stay out, and after what they said about not needing that caliber of a running back,
fucking Jerry Jones, man.
Yeah, they have some running back depth. They're not nearly as good as Zeke, but
no, they're not.
And they probably won't win a Super Bowl with them, but I mean, with as good as their O-line is, whoever that running back is, they're gonna produce, and you're gonna want to draft them.
Yeah, we just don't know who it is right now.
For real.
And we'll just wait. We'll just wait for that. But
after Alfred Morris, my money's on him.
Well, yeah, it has to be because they signed him.
They signed him, and he's familiar with the system.
Yeah. He played last year too, 2 years ago. Actually, sorry, he was on the Niners last year.
Yep.
All right, so we'll go to the next news, which is very important for both of us because it's either a shot or not. Derrick Henry is out with a strained calf, and which looks good for you, Daniel, because our first shot bet was Derrick Henry versus Marlon Mack.
Yep.
And now I'm regretting my move because apparently
I'm not regretting the move.
Yeah. I hope your fucking guy just loses a leg or something.
as long as your guy loses his calf. but honestly, it's so easy in the preseason. It's a calf injury. If it was a hamstring injury, I'd be a little more concerned. But it's still early. I just kind of ignore it for now.
Yeah. Everyone is saying right now, and when I say by everybody, we should say that the notes that we get is from our own personal notes, but also Roto World, also ESPN notes, also what's the last notes? NFL notes.
NFL.
Yeah. This is where we get our details from, and if we know anything else, we'll let you know. So yeah, he's got a strained calf, and as of right now, he's good. He's good, and they're not worried about it. But he wasn't a walking boot earlier, but as of right now, just draft him where he's at. The third news we got here is it's all Giants news.
Oh man.
Yeah, Giants.
So bad.
We're not even talking about elite. Put Eli has elite in there. Fuck that. Golden Tate.
Can I do the Giants news all in one?
Yeah, go do it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read the text I got. So as far as the Giants news, Corey Coleman tore ACL. Sterling Shepard fractured thumb on first day of training camp. Golden Tate hit with a 4-game suspension for violating PED policy. Not to mention, their number one receiver, Odell Beckham Johnson, is gone.
Who sent you that?
Huh? Elias.
I like that guy. That fucking guy is funny as fuck, man. Even when he's not high. Yeah, that's the Giants in summary.
Yeah.
Yeah, in summary. That's it. I'm not even going to go any further than that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Golden Tate lost. Actually, I think the last news was that Golden Tate is going to lose his ban. He was trying to appeal. He's going to lose it. And Sterling Shepard, at least in Yahoo.
Who does he think he is? John Jones?
Pound for pound.
Yeah, Pico for Pico.
Adrian Pico. He just draft him where he's at. It is what it is. Golden Tate, he was right next to Sterling Shepard in Yahoo. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? All right, next news. We got Dolphin news. Balaj was apparently may have won the starting job in Yahoo standings, the 6th round. What was his name?
Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake
was the 5th round. Yahoo.
6th round. Okay, 5th round. I'm buzzing then if I can't remember this shit.
Granted, so there was reports coming out that Kalen Balaj was getting first team starter reps in front of Kenyon Drake. Then the next day they were splitting work, and it's been like that. Kalen Balaj is pushing for the job. However, Kalen Balaj then got hurt, and then Kenyon Drake also got hurt. So, small injuries, there's not too much of an update on them right now. But, it's something to look at. Like, if you're seeing one guy's getting injured and the other one isn't, yeah, draft the one that's not getting injured. Yeah.
Right? But I still wouldn't. I would rather have Balaj at 12, 13, 14, 15, wherever they're going out the draft.
Oh, yeah.
Than Kenyon Drake.
You can't draft Kenyon Drake at his 5th round ADP right now.
And if you do draft Kenyon Drake, damn. We can do breathalyzer on me right now? Please cuff him, Balaj. He's free at the very end, Yahoo, at least.
Gotcha.
Right? You don't have nothing to lose.
I don't think I'd cuff him, though.
You don't have to, but...
Just because it's a bad offense.
Yeah, I agree. But it is an offense with a starting RB.
I'd cuff Lamar Miller on a good offense.
All right, we'll get to that maybe a little bit later. But here we go. Number 5. Darrell Henderson? Is that his name?
Darrell Henderson?
I don't even know.
Darrell, wow.
I can't read my writing, dude. I'll be honest with you. I can't read my writing. What's his name?
Darrell Henderson.
All right, Darrell Henderson.
But I like Darrell. Sounds authentic.
It sounds
Mm-hmm.
like...
I mean, it is.
Yeah. Daryl? Daryl. No, I'm just kidding. Daryl. Yeah. Darren Henderson. You thought was going to be the handcuff to Gurley.
Originally, I did.
Yes. And me and you, either off air or on air, we debated for a while. I was like, I'm not sure. And I think it's really in between Malcolm Brown and him because they matched Malcolm Brown's contract.
You're completely right on this. You're dead on right. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure yet. But what I'm saying is that I was not sure at that time. And I was like, are you sure? Because they matched it. And now, according to this news, is that they want to use him as Chris Thompson as the Washington Redskins.
Darrell Henderson. Yeah.
Yes.
They want to use Darrell Henderson in the Chris Thompson role as the Washington Redskins offense. Which, if you know Chris Thompson, then that's still a pretty good role. Because Chris Thompson's a fucking stud.
He was. Last year, just to let you know, he was going like 6th round.
Was.
Yeah, 6th round. And just to let you know, he was, like we talked about it off air. He's like the Tyreek Cohen, James White version. Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Right? And we're not saying to draft him at that point, but what we're saying is just don't have your draft right now. Don't. Just don't.
Wait until the 31st, the 1st, the 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah.
Wait until everything, the dust settles.
Yeah, just wait till we have more news. All right, the next one is Javarius Allen, Buck Allen.
Yeah.
Which was originally with the Baltimore Ravens. He's on the IR, which means that he can miss up to 6 weeks. If he's not activated at 6 weeks, he's done.
He was previously on the Ravens, right? But he's currently on the Saints.
You're correct.
He was supposed to be the, quote unquote, the Alvin Kamara backup, not the upside of Alvin Kamara, but I mean the pass catcher, right? That's what he does.
He may have been the cuff
to Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, he may have been because everybody kept saying Latavius Murray.
Yeah, it basically.
But who knows?
Buck Allen's ceiling was Kamara's floor.
All right. But Buck Allen right now, yes, was with the Saints, and now is in IR. And just to let you know, I'm gonna repeat myself. If after 6 weeks, if he's not off the IR, he's pretty much done for the season. He's done for the season. And guess what they did? They signed Rob Cali.
Yeah, Fat Rob himself.
Which he anointed himself what?
Fat Rob.
Yeah. Not Fat Eddie.
Yeah.
Not Eddie Lacy. He said
Eddie Lacy. Oh, man.
He called himself Fat Rob, the OG of the Fats. And they legit signed him, and apparently to reports, Rob Cali dropped 15 pounds to play some role in the new system, and all I'm saying is stop. Stop it. Don't draft him. Don't get that hype. If anything, with all this news, for me at least, I don't know, with Buck Allen out, Alvin Kamara is even higher now. Latavius Murray is his cuff now. And Rob Cali is like a waiver. He's a waiver. If that, when everything happens, when everyone gets hurt.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, we talked about it off air. You kind of convinced me because Kamara was, Kamara's a stud. He's more of the pass catcher role. He's not built like a bruiser. So when I was thinking of Rob Kelly, they signed him. I was like, well, Rob Kelly's not a pass catcher stud.
Mm-hmm.
He's the 1 and 2 down back. Latavius is running 2 down back.
Correct.
But Latavius can pass catch. So after you kind of brought everything up, I'm like, yeah, Latavius is kind of the cut. Latavius can be a 3 down back. He's not going to be like the best 3 down back, but he can do it. So I mean, if they don't draft anyone else and they just have who they have, Latavius is looking really good right now because he's a big guy. He's the 1st and 2nd down back, and he can pass catch.
Mm-hmm. And he's got a high percentage of red zone efficiency.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. And this is for our next news. Thank you, Danya, for waiting for that. Which is Theo Riddick.
Oh, yeah.
He got cut.
Theo got cut from the Lions.
Yes.
Which is great for Carry On.
Carry on. Going up. Carry on him.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. He draft him higher than where he's at right now. For sure.
Not too high.
Well, I want to go. Regardless, Theo Riddick right now got cut by the Detroit, and he's getting scoped out by the Saints right now.
Yeah.
And me and Donnie were talking about that. Is that if Theo Riddick gets signed by the Saints, what would he play? And I said he's going to play the same role, which is the third round scat back. The third round. Give me the ball out there. I'll get you the first down if it's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and after some talking, that's his role. He's a third down back. If you need 3 yards, he's your guy.
Right, and
but only 3.
Yeah, just 3, and maybe 4 because his first name has 4. What I mean by that is that Latavius Murray will be the first, second. If Theo Riddick gets signed, he's only going to be the third down back. That's it.
And they won't use him all the time because Latavius can pass catch.
He can, but he's not known for that.
He's not. I guess the thing is, when it comes to like Kamara, they use Kamara as both, right?
Of course.
Whereas if they if you have Theo Riddick out there, he's only doing one thing.
Yeah. Are you talking about when they're cuffed, or are you talking about just in general, when they're all healthy?
In general, because, like, at least with Latavius, right? If they had Latavius out there, and he can pass catch, you're thinking, well, he's probably going to run it. But Latavius can also pass catch, so we got to prepare for that too. Whereas if Theo Riddick's out there, if they sign him, Theo Riddick's out there, they're like, okay, he's only going to catch a little screen pass. He's not going to run the ball. Because even if he tries, he'll trip over his shoes and.
Yeah, he's the size of Philip Lindsay.
Yeah,
for sure.
On a bad day.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, and I thank you for doing that. But Carry On's got to go up. Carry On's going to go up because it's just Carry On and C.J. Anderson now in the Detroit backfield. We don't know how that's going to play out. I hope it doesn't play out like last year with LeGarrette Blount and Carry On Johnson, because once Carry On Johnson was released free Carry On, he dominated and got injured. He got injured. Yeah.
Well, he dominated while getting injured.
Yeah, and we'll see what that happens. We'll see. We'll wait for analysis a little bit more. The last, or actually not the last one, but the next one is we got Bruce Arians saying there's a real good Rojo versus Barber battling each other versus.
Oh yeah.
They're going at it, and who's gonna lose who, or who's hyped up who? What's going on, Danya?
So in reality, they both suck. So Payne Barber, he's not too great.
I like it.
And if he's saying that Rojo and Payne are like battling for it, that means Rojo sucks.
Again.
Yeah.
Again, because last year he was supposed to be a steal, and he didn't even play.
And you know who I have the most faith in?
Who? Which is the next one? Go.
Andre Ellington.
Of course. Yeah. Which Aaron, he said Andre Ellington looks like the form of himself 2013.
Not only that, Andre Ellington was on the Cardinals before.
Yeah, which he was coaching. What I tell my girls is that I look like my form in 2013 as well. They don't believe me, but I tell them.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Arians comes and goes, yeah, he is, and hypes me up, and it's not true.
Yeah. But honestly, like, when it comes to Payne Barber or Rojo, like, they all suck at pass catching. They're not too great at running either.
Yeah.
Ellington, he's a decent runner. He's a great pass catcher, though.
He is.
And he's familiar with the system. He was
Bruce Ellington, yeah.
Bruce Ellington.
Not Bruce Ellington. Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians' system when they were in the Cardinals.
Oh, bad.
You guys remember Andre Ellington? Like, he was a stud a few years ago.
He backed up David Johnson.
He did, and he knows how to pass catch. Like they signed him. They're gonna use him. Like I drafted him, I signed him in a few of my dynasty leagues, because I had no faith in Rojo, and I think Payne Barber sucks. And they didn't draft anyone, so I don't think the running back position in Tampa Bay does anything. But if you're looking for someone to do something, it's gonna be Andre Ellington with some catches.
All right, you heard it here. The last news we have here from Minority Report before we get to injuries and HYPHY movement is that Duke Johnson is apparently not supposed to get traded now, but apparently is going to be traded before the deadline.
Which would be perfect, because I think a perfect landing spot would be the Saints.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Wow.
If he had drafted the Saints,
Alvin Kamara, if you have Alvin Kamara stock, you would have to put a waiver on Duke Johnson. You would.
If you want, like, if you're saying, like, oh, okay, who's the handcuff to Alvin Kamara? I know we mentioned Latavius, right?
Yes.
But if you want something close to the ceiling, that'd be Duke. Duke is a phenomenal pass catcher.
Yes.
Duke's a stud.
Yes. Yes. They are Jim Crowing him.
Yeah.
Real hard over there.
But I could see the Lions signing him. They're like, oh, we got rid of Theo. Let's get.
You're right. I can't wait to see where he gets signed at. And I believe that the deadline for the NFL is week 8 or week 9.
But you know who would sign them because they make bad choices?
Raiders?
Yeah, the Raiders. Yeah.
The Raiders?
Yeah. You know it.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs. We'll get to that. All right, real quick. We're going to snap this. No more analysis. We're just going to give you the real lowdown. All right, injuries. Tyreek Hill has a bruised quad. Expected to be fine. Boom. Moving on. Just keep drafting where he's at. John Ross, if you don't know who he is, he was the wide receiver 3 of the Bengals. Now he's the wide receiver 2 of the Bengals because AJ Green is hurt. And now Tyler Boyd is the wide receiver 1. He's got an injury too, and he's supposed to miss a few weeks as well with a hamstring injury. Just don't draft him. Doesn't even matter. I don't know this one right here, so I'm going to pass it over to you. Devin Funchess.
Oh, Devin Funchess. He did have a small injury that did come up. So, Funchess, this was 2 days ago. He was being carted off. However, he walked under his own power, quote unquote, back to the facility. Looked like trainers were examining his ankle/leg. They basically said, hopefully it's nothing serious. Update said he was back in, but other than that, we don't have anything. So it might have been just one of those small things where like, oh, he thought he was hurt, something hurt, went back in, he's fine, but just something to look out for.
All right, and then Funchess now with who?
He's with the Colts.
Gotcha.
He's a touchdown machine. He's
with them, hopefully. All right, next one we have here is Damien Williams, which is a really big news. He's got a hamstring injury. He left also training camp because he had a hamstring injury, which is just monitor that because you just never know what that's going to happen.
Hamstrings are issues, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And as of right now, just keep drafting him where he's at because they don't think it's something major. Dante Moncrief right now has a minor hand injury, which is with who?
Oh, the Steelers.
Thank you.
Steelers.
Yeah, he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you're drafting him, stop. If you have a deep league, keep drafting him. All right. Next level here. Yeah, we're going real fast. HYPHY movement here. Hype. Mark Andrews apparently is the best receiver for the Baltimore Ravens.
I believe it.
You believe it, which is cool because Lamar Jackson can't throw a ball.
Nope. But he can run.
Run the ball.
Yeah, he's like...
Maybe pitch it to Mark Andrews behind him. Sounds good. All right. If you don't know who Mark Andrews is, he's a tight end. If you have to draft him in a deep league, you have to. It might be a good pick. Carson Wentz has a good connection with Djax.
Yeah, more hype news.
HYPHY. Chris Godwin apparently is not living the field, which means what, Donian?
Which means he's on defense. He's doing everything.
Special teams?
His special team.
He might kick a ball.
Yeah.
He might be better than Aguayu.
Yeah, I mean, I can probably do better
Than Aguayu? Yeah.
I mean, Julio was on
A kicker.
No, Julio Jones on one play. He was a cornerback. Do you remember?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he played like cornerback. Yeah.
Oh, you laid a motherfucker out.
Huh? I mean,
No, that was one. No, my bad. Julio Jones laid a motherfucker out when he was a wide receiver and the other guy was trying to intercept and he just hit him.
They had Julio on defense for one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember.
Some Patriot shit, Troy Brown shit.
Yeah.
Troy Brown. All right, last one we got here for Minority Report is that for HYPHY movement, fucking Josh Jacobs over here thinks he's anointing himself as Game of Thrones, the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, so Josh Jacobs said the Raiders expect him to be Rookie of the Year. More hype news, grain of salt, just draft him where he's going right now, and that's it.
Yeah, please do, because anything with the Raiders right now, because they're on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, it is all gonna get hype.
Yeah, don't just keep them where you're at. Keep them where you're at. But bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. That's called the fucking I'm drunk. Bless you.
Yeah.
What we're going at next is we're gonna continue with our analysis, and we started last week with the Stardom Situm Love Hate edition of this. I'm gonna review this real quick before the percentages before we go to the next waiver wire, right, Danya?
Correct.
So what we have here is overall the Stardom Situm Love Hate, and if you can just listen to our last podcast, you'll get this knowledge. But I'm gonna go real quick. NFL has 68%, ESPN has 70%, Yahoo has 61%, just overall. All right, QB was 76% NFL, ESPN was 77%, Yahoo was 76%. Wide receiver was NFL 70%, ESPN was 59%, Yahoo was 54%. Running back was NFL 65%, ESPN was 79%, Yahoo was 68%. Tight end was NFL 62%, ESPN was 55%, Yahoo was 46%. And we're just recapping that so you can listen to our other episode. But today we're going to go off waiver. And please, Donian, let us know what did you find off the waivers off the same platforms, NFL, ESPN, Yahoo.
Okay, so waiver wires. Those of you who have done fantasy for at least more than one year, waiver wires are kind of where things are made, right? So if we're looking at the waiver wire, we broke down Yahoo, NFL, ESPN, broken down by percentages. So I'll talk about season long, right? Season long, Yahoo hit percent was 36.5%. Meaning, throughout the whole season, when they told you to pick someone up, right? How often was that person like a hit? Like they were useful. You're like, oh, okay. Like they told you to pick up Phillip Lindsay, right? Like, oh, that was a hit, or someone that contributed to your fantasy team that didn't hurt it. We're not counting injuries here, though. We're not counting someone who was picked up and then injured, because who can predict injuries? So season long, Yahoo was 36.5%. So kind of low. Moving on. NFL, right? So as far as NFL goes, Fabiano was telling you all the news. NFL was right 75% of the time. So a little higher. We'll talk about that in a second. Field Yates, ESPN, 48% of the time. So, still pretty high, right? Well, the more you look at, I know I just said that, so you should be like, oh, well, it was 36.5, 75, and 48%. So most would be like, oh, well, NFL has 75%, that's the clear victory. And there is some truth to that, but there is some not so truth, right? Now Yahoo had more or less week 1 through week 16, with only 2 or 3 weeks where they didn't have any waiver wire pickups. So they had about 12 to 13 weeks of an analysis for the waiver wires, whereas NFL only had weeks 2 through 4. So NFL only had weeks 2 through 4, and that means they had a smaller sample size. Meaning, generally, like, it's possible to be easier to hit. ESPN, they also had a smaller sample size. So we also have to take that into account. So Yahoo, they had a total of 167 people that they told you to pick up. NFL, 16. ESPN, 75. So drastic differences, right? Yahoo, again, 167. They basically were in it for the whole season. NFL, 16. Like I said, just weeks 2 through 4. That's all they did. And very limited at that. ESPN.
What the fuck?
See, for real, 75%. 75. Now, even though NFL only had 16, they told you 16 people to pick up. Since they were such small sample size, we broke them up into only weeks 2 through 4 as well. Weeks 2 through 4, Yahoo was correct 54.2% of the time.
And that's overall just all positions.
Overall, all positions,
Okay.
that was Yahoo. NFL, weeks 2 through 4, 75% of the time.
Well, lucky them.
ESPN, 70%. So a bit higher.
Okay.
Well, that tells us that even though NFL only told us to pick people up weeks 2 through 4 for the 75% hit rate, that means the people they told you they were the correct ones to pick up, they hit. Like, we'll take week 2 for example, right? Week 1, no one knows what's happening. But week 2, if we're looking at Yahoo, ESPN, NFL, they all told you to pick up Tyrod Taylor for quarterback.
Oh, nice. With the Browns.
All right. For running back, Yahoo told you Yeldon. NFL told you Yeldon. Yahoo, NFL, both Lindsay. Yahoo told you White. NFL told you Eckler. And ESPN told you Wilkins, right? So those just kind of for context. So they told you to pick up, basically, if you know now, like players you should have been picking up. And the list kind of goes up as such. The only thing is it's such a small sample size, like weeks 2 through 4, there's gaps in between. But to be honest, as far as the most valuable pickups, they're through weeks 2 through 4, right? Anything over that week, it's just people who, it's just injuries. Like, oh, remember Gordon was injured. You need to, Eckler's probably taken.
Yeah.
You need to pick up Justin Jackson.
You might have to.
Right, if you owned Melvin Gordon, right?
Yeah.
And you probably did. It's kind of stuff like that. So we're only looking at weeks 2 through 4. And as far, I mean, NFL was on it, I have to say. They knew what they were doing.
So the percentage you gave us right now, they were only from 2 to 4, they were from 116.
These last percentages, they were only weeks 2 through 4.
Okay.
None of the 3 big platforms had a full 1 through 16. The closest was Yahoo, and they still missed some weeks.
Do you remember what weeks they missed? If not, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at it. Yahoo missed week 5.
Okay.
Week 6.
Weak shit.
Yeah, so 5 through 6, and honestly, I think that was it. Yahoo only missed weeks 5 and 6 consecutively. Now the rest, NFL had weeks 2 through 4, and that's it. So they missed all the other weeks. ESPN, they're all over the place. They missed week 1. They missed week 5, 6. They missed week. Oh, actually, and ESPN only missed weeks 1, 5, and 6.
3 weeks out of the.
Only 3 weeks. Yahoo missed 2.
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. But it's still significant because it just changes the amount of people they have to pick.
It does change it drastically.
Yeah, and week 1 you have to acknowledge that week 1 is the hardest one to do a waiver wire.
Yeah, before the first game has started, you're trying to guess who hasn't been picked up.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, Yahoo was on it. Week 1, at the time, you got to think about the quarterbacks, right? They said Dalton and Tyrod.
I like Tyrod.
Tyrod was a good pick.
I like Tyrod. He was a dual quarterback, super cheap.
For running backs, they said James Conner.
It was a given.
But
I won't say given as in you have to, but if I was a Le'Veon Bell owner, that was a given. That was a given.
Right, but that's still pretty decent. They also said Breda.
That one was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
They also said LeGarrette Blount.
LeGarrette Blount also really good. I always imagined that.
And then receiver, they said Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole. That was Jacksonville, right?
Jacksonville, correct.
Yeah.
They also said Mike Wallace.
I wouldn't draft both of them.
Yeah. Tight end, they said Austin Safarian Jenkins, Ricky Seals-Jones, Ben Watson, Packers defense, etc.
Okay. All right. You got any other analysis off the waiver wire?
See, this is where it's hard to distinguish because weeks 2 through 4, right? It's kind of when they're most crucial. Mike Fabiano, he knows what he's doing. His picks were so solid. Yeah, he does. Again.
Last podcast, because I have good memory, he said, what I mean by he said is that Donnie said, listen to Mike Fabiano for wide receiver on the stardom sit-em list.
And kickers.
For the streaming. And what you're saying is that Mike Fabiano is really good on what this time?
Everything.
Don't say that.
Waiver wire pickups.
Yeah,
for early weeks, he only did weeks 2 through 4, and with a 75% hit rate, that they were good.
All right,
that's incredible. The thing is, Yahoo has a much lower, right? But they only missed 2 weeks, and some of the picks, like at the end, they were. The other thing is for ESPN and Yahoo that went on for longer periods of time.
Yeah, more than NFL, right?
The thing about waiver wires is like how many times do they just keep saying Philip Lindsay, or.
That's a good point. My point is going to be is that on Waterworld and on Field Yates, ESPN is that they do it based off of. If they're not owned, then 50% more in each league, and that's the honest truth. I've read Field Yates say, "I'm only writing this based off of ESPN's owning of a player that's not owned in 50%." On that as well, Waterworld will say the same thing, which is Yahoo. I will write that they're not owned 50%, but with Roto-World is that they will say, let's say, for example, when Melvin Gordon went down, if Austin Eckler is 60% owned, they will put them number one, and let you know, hey, pick them up.
Yeah.
Pick them up. Pick them up, because regardless if it's 50% or more than owned, you have to pick this person up. Just make sure you double check that your league has this person unowned.
Yep.
And I have to put a disclaimer on there because I know that you did this hard work, but I also know that they do say that on their work.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I want to bring up is, for later weeks, especially, week 15, 16.
Yeah, what do you got?
Other than, the obvious, like, Aaron Jones is out, pick Jamal Williams, right? As far as players who like, they're not owned in majority of the leagues, Yahoo probably did the best at that. Like, they tried to give you... The players were like, these will not be owned in the majority of leagues. Like, they will not be owned in that small percentage of leagues. Because, if you just do the consensus, like that 50%, like you talked about.
Yeah.
Then, it's, people don't know what they're doing, etc. That kind of stuff, right? Or, fun leagues where people don't care as much. That's not really gonna matter as much. So Yahoo gave you like, deep leagues, almost, if you're in Dynasty, pick up this person, right? They told you, like, let's say week 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a quarterback, they told, let's say week 13, Yahoo, for running back, they told you to pick up Carlos Hyde. All right, they told you to pick up Nyheim Hines, LeGarrette Blount, Chris Godwin, Dawson, Callaway, Jonnu Smith, Chris Herndon,
Jonnu Smith,
Ozuma.
Right. God damn, that's a tight end of Carolina.
And some of you probably don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Yeah. But I like what you're saying now, but we'll wait for the next episode.
Yeah.
All right, Beamer 4. But 4. That's really good. But continue. But you're saying is that they picked these people, and at weeks at the end of the round, right? Like 13, 14, 15, when people were trying to either get in the playoffs, or they're trying to win their playoffs, or they're trying to win their championship.
Yeah, so, they gave you the obvious players, like, Connor's gone, pick up Jalen Samuels, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They told you that, right? But they also said, like, we would tell you to pick up, what's his name? Njoku, right?
Yeah.
Njoku. But we know everyone else has been telling you he's probably picked up, so let's give you Chris Herndon, which probably is not picked up.
From the Jets now.
Yeah. So they gave you... So Yahoo gave you deeper picks, hence their lower hit rate. But if you're in like 12, 14 team leagues, those deeper picks helped you. Gotcha.
I like this analysis right here. What I'm saying is that he's going to bring all the statistics going on, and he's going to tell you who to listen to. And as of right now, we have to finish this podcast. I drank another shot before this because I broke the seal. Y'all didn't know, but I did. Maybe Don didn't even know, but I did. And I can't wait to hit this BAC right here to see what's going to happen right now. But listen to Donnie right now. He worked really hard on the waivers and also the Situm love-hate. And I'm about to blow.
So, as much as we've been drinking and like all the rambling, like, we actually did research on this, and our whole premise is we're analyzing the experts and saying, like, if you're gonna trust one of the three big experts, right? Yahoo, NFL, ESPN, who would you trust and in which scenario? So we kind of give you some overview, but eventually we're gonna be like, okay, so if you're talking about X, right? You want to trust so and so. You're talking about Y, you want to do this. You want to talk about Z, you want to do this. Now, you guys have, the best chance to to win your league.
Yeah, during the season, right? Like we're gonna get ADP pretty soon. We will do ADP because right now we got a Hall of Fame game. We have the Hall of Fame game going on Thursday. Come on.
But also ESPN, what the fuck are you doing? Your ADP. Like, I wish all my leagues were on there drafting right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We want you to win your league on each platform. And hold on.
So he's blowing. You can probably hear the blowing. We're getting our ending BACs.
That's bullshit. That's such bullshit.
That can't be right.
Yeah, keep going though.
So
that's bullshit. You keep going. But yeah, we're gonna hit the ADPs. We're gonna let you know how to draft in each one's platform's draft because we have to. Here, just like the last podcast, just check my germs. You got the STDs you gave me. I'm giving you back. That's how it goes in this podcast. But what we're saying is that we're gonna hit the ADP pretty soon. Donnie has done really good research on the Situm and Stardom and the waivers, and we'll hit a next episode a little bit more in depth. But what we wanted to let you know is that please listen to us. Please just what do you got, Donnie? All right, do it one more time. Please listen to us. Donnie, we'll release this in a little bit, and this is amazing, by the way.
Our BAC level that is
yours, not mine.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got more sober for mine.
It loves this number.
Yeah, for sure.
I know if it's in my blood or
you and your dad's blood, and this is good analysis for everyone. Because who knows what you're reading out there? Who knows what you're reading? And we want to let you know is that what you're reading is either factual or false. And we want to let you know is that we've done the research and we will continue to do the research this last year and next year. And just keep listening to us because, you know what? We're just drunk. All right.
I think that's less accurate.
I'm sober as fuck, by the way. I just blew it up, and I'm 0.06, and I'm sober to drive and buy this fucking food, and I will do that for us. And this is last call, right?
Last call, yeah.
Right? What do we say, Donnie? I am the I.
I am the D.
We bring the D hard. And without you, we can have a DUI. And thank you for listening to us. And thank you for actually, please let people know this is a good podcast. And
or just a podcast.
Or just a podcast. And just please drink with us. And thank you for joining us. Without you, we can't have a DUI. I promise you. Thank you.